Hey guys, it's Jake here with Etrailer. Today we've got a 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander and we're going to be taking a look at, and I'm going to show you how to install the CURT Class III 2-inch hitch receiver. Adding a 2-inch hitch receiver to the back of your Outlander is going to allow you to haul bike racks and cargo carriers. If you decide to pair it with the 4-pole wiring or 7-pole wiring, it will allow you to pull trailers. Just like most other 2-inch hitch receivers, the hitchman hole here on the side is going to be a 5/8" hitchman hole. The hitch does not come with the pin and clip. You will have to pick one up separate. If you pick up an accessory off our website, chances are it's going to come with one. The safety chain loops are going to be a hoop style, which are very nice to fit S-hook style safety chains like this and clevis style safety chains. Now some measurements for you so you know how this is going to fit on your Outlander. From the center of our hitchman hole to the outermost part of our bumper is about 5.5 inches. You want to take that number, compare it to some of the measurements on the accessories on our website. It'll give you a measurement from the center of the hitchman hole on the accessory to the closest part of the accessory when folded up or just when standard loaded, and that'll tell you whether or not it's going to fit or hit the back of your vehicle. From the ground to the top inside of the receiver tube, it's going to be about 13.25 inches. That should be high enough to where you shouldn't have to worry about any accessories dragging on the ground unless you go into any extremely steep inclines. Typically our cutoff for that is about 12 inches. So being 13.25, you should be okay. From the ground to the bottom of the receiver is about 10.75 inches. Yeah, about 10.75. That still should be high enough. You shouldn't have to worry about bottoming out on anything. When it comes to weight capacities for this hitch, you are going to have a max tongue weight capacity of 525 pounds. That is the downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. And then as for your gross trailer weight capacity, the max that this can tow is going to be 3,500 pounds. You will want to take those two measurements, compare it to the owner's manual of your Outlander, and see what your Outlander is capable of carrying, and go with the lowest rated component between the vehicle and your hitch receiver. As far as the installation goes for this particular hitch, this is going to be a pretty easy installation. The only thing that we're going to have to do is lower the exhaust and then lift our hitch up into place and put our bolts in. There's literally 2 steps in the install instructions that come with your kit. It's super easy. If you do not feel comfortable doing this install yourself, you can check out our dealer locator on our website to see what dealer nearest you can do this installation for you. But with that being said, let's go ahead and check that out. To begin our installation, we're going to need to spray down our hangers for our exhaust because we need to lower it down out of the way so that we can get to the side of our frame rails. We're just going to use some heavy-duty silicone to spray our hangers down. You can use soapy water if you don't have silicone. It doesn't really matter. Just don't use like a penetrating oil or something like that because that can deteriorate the rubber. Before we start popping these hangers off, you want to make sure that you throw a strap on here to catch the exhaust because we don't want to damage any connections further up after we get these 3 hangers removed. I'm going to grab a pry bar and just pry this hanger off. For these 2 rear ones, it may end up being easier to just remove the 2 bolts. We're going to see if we can't get it. There we go. Got that one popped off. Now we'll do the same to the other side. Up here on the side of our frame rails, we're going to have 1, 2, and then the 3rd weld nut is going to be up here. This takes some penetrating oil sprayed in there, and then you want to use a tube brush, depending on how new your vehicle is, and clean these threads out. Because they don't have caps over them and there's no cover over it, you can get a lot of junk in there. And you definitely do not want to get your hitch halfway installed and find out that the bolt doesn't go through. For this step, you might want to grab an extra set of hands. Ed's here helping us out today. We're just going to take one of our bolts and our conical tooth washers, throw it on there, and then we're going to face the conical tooth towards the hitch when we're bolting it up. And because this goes on the outside, you may have to push up a little bit on it because it's a pretty tight fit to get it to line up properly with the holes in our frame. Once you get it to line up, you just thread that hardware in. Then you'll come back with a 19mm socket and get these all snugged down. And you want to come back and torque down all your hardware to the specifications in the instructions. And the last thing you'll need to do is put your exhaust back up into place. Other than that, that's going to do it for a look at and installation of the CURT hitch on our 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander.